welcome to Sim's Hotline. This will be what's next reading for Sag. So the universe is about to take over or control a situation and also enlighten you about something. So let's see what that's about. So the universe, and money. Okay. So some sort of financial come up is about to be given to you. Okay. Or some sort of idea that's about to project you forward. And the universe will just kind of guide and shelter you during the process. Oh, this is so beautiful. So I know it looks like the Chariot's moving forward, but in reality, it's cement. Yeah, that shit's bricked down. So it's not really going anywhere, but you have forward movement because you know you're going to go somewhere eventually. That's all that matters. So you'll be protected in the process. Let's see what else. You're also going to be released from a way of thinking or way of operating. It just didn't serve you and your higher purpose. Or maybe an activity or some sort of extracurricular activity that you partook in, or even if it's a hobby. Say you spent the last 8 years of your life painting, you might just be I don't know if I want to paint today. Instead I want to go and experiment with the actual canvas itself, add different textures and then paint over it. You know what I'm saying? You might be adding some sort of a newness to an old idea, or you might be scrapping it completely. So either you're gonna give to it, or I feel you're just not. But I feel you are, because the emotions are popping up. I feel you're moving freely. Ooh, or you're not. Oh, you're really up in the air about it. Either it's all gonna come crashing down in the best way possible, or you're gonna put more emotion into it. You're gonna have a refresher. Is there anything else? I feel this is really cut and dry. Let your intuition be the guide and let it drive you forward. I feel you're not seeing that there's a new path ahead, but there is. It's the only way. The only way is for you to stop operating and going down the path that you previously were, in order for you to get this new idea, this abundance, this prosperity. Prosperity lies ahead, but it doesn't always have to be in fruition. I said fruition in the last reading, or the first one, I forget. But I said that word in one of these readings. So maybe just, I don't know if it pops up. If you watch it for your sign, then it could be correlated to your situation. But I hear the lion's den, or the lion's nest, which is interesting. And I literally, I don't know, I've been really into dragons the past day. I haven't looked into it at all. But I was watching that Disney movie, the Raya and the Last Dragon. I was watching it with my kids earlier. So I don't know why that. Maybe you're watching it, or if you have, maybe there's something in that movie that, I don't know, sometimes it's so weird. Disney movies, they really, they can bring out the best and worst in you. If you grow up watching them, you have a different perspective when you rewatch them again, as an adult. You get so many more messages. I know it sounds corny, I'm not one of those people that goes to Disney World and decked out in Minnie and Mickey. I'm really not. But I'm low-key a diehard Disney fan, just because they really do produce some life lessons in their movies. Turning Red, my son loves that movie, so man, I watched it I don't even know how many times. I can probably I can say it word for word. You know what I'm saying? They should just go and cast me if they make a second one. I'm serious. But I don't know, so many life lessons teaching about your ancestors, how to respect your elders, how other people's opinions, how we validate them when they really don't need to be validated after a certain point in time. There comes a time and place where You gotta draw your respect and your boundaries. You feel me? Even when it comes to your parents, and I feel like that's what that movie like really screams at kids, but not in like a disrespectful way, like kind of like, I don't know, readjusting it from the parents' perspective, because not everybody's always right. Like, I even asked my daughter to come and sit down with me, and if I'm doing something wrong, like, or if I yelled at her, she didn't like how I yelled at her, like, there's a certain point in time, like, I'll have her sit down and she'll tell me, like, you yelled at me and I didn't like how, like, I didn't like how you raised your voice like that at me. And I sit there and I listen to her instead of like badgering her and putting her down. She's a human being and she's my daughter, so I'm gonna hear her out no matter what. And I feel like we as parents need that. Kind of like, we don't understand, like, something so little that we didn't even think was really affecting our kids really do, you know? Oh my god, I went on like a Disney tangent and then like a whole fucking parenting thing. So this is not like a whole life lesson. This is really like what's next. So maybe like you're gonna be dealing with that as well as this, which seems like a lot. So I'm going to bid you the best and wish you nothing but the best, because parenting is literally a lifelong job. And you still gotta like fix yourself in the process and break generational curses. Like, oh my god, we're just in for a wild ride and a wild life. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I bid you the best, and until we meet again.